Dad is spilling and we're devouring every last drop. Thank you for your service. These comments have been so great. It's so nice that people are interested. And thank you for saying you would watch 10 minutes of me talking about Lizzie. I wouldn't expect anybody to notice, but the background of my videos has been getting emptier and emptier. I'm getting ready to leave the apartment that I've been living in for 10 years. And so it kind of feels like this is the perfect time to be doing these videos. I'm packing up my life and trying to find, closure in this space that I've been living in for a decade, and then we're here talking about Lizzie, trying to get closure on this whole reboot cancellation chapter. Not that I want it to be closed for good, but you know what I mean. As I was packing, I found the sign that was hanging on the door of my office, which makes me want to cry. Just the fact that I had an office and was a writer. I also found my pay stubs. So if you want to know how much a staff writer makes, because I love being transparent and talking about money, which I know makes people uncomfortable, but so I made $4,274 a week. A frickin' week. Can you believe that? Since the show ended 4 years ago, I've barely made $4,000 a month. So I cannot believe that I actually made that much in 1 week. That is insane to me. Writers are so lucky. Should we keep going through the episodes? I should do a previously on. Quick side note here. I was talking to my friend Suzanne, who I know I keep referencing. She lives in New York. I wish she could be here so we could film together. She also wrote on Lizzie. But maybe I'll do a FaceTime or something so she can be a part of this. But I was talking to her and she said that she was really proud of me for posting on here because she's known me for a while and known that I've struggled with anxiety for a long time since I was a kid. And so it's not super comfortable for me to do this, to film myself, to talk about myself. And so in the spirit of transparency, when I'm going through these episodes, I have notes. I don't know how to memorize stuff. I'm not an actor. So if you see me looking, that is what I'm looking at. I just was having a moment where I was feeling like I was in my head as I'm watching myself and my eyes are looking over. And yes, it eases my anxiety a little bit when I can sort of plan out what I'm gonna say. So back to our programming. At the end of episode 2, Lizzie gets a text from Ethan. It just says sup. And then we open episode 3 with Lizzie waking up in Ethan Kraft's bed. I saw this article and just wanted to clarify, we weren't actually going to show them having, I can't even say the word, having sex. Just Lizzie waking up in Ethan's shirt, and then Ethan comes in with freshly made coffee, and they have this cute little catch up, and Ethan says that he heard from Gordo that Lizzie was in town and that's why he reached out, and he wants to hang again, but she says she can't because she's flying home to New York. Also, side note, a year after Lizzie got canceled, I applied to write for Elite Daily, so kind of a funny full circle moment. So after the hookup, Lizzie, she's accidentally booked an Uber pool. So she ends up sharing the car with a gay guy named Carson. He's from Indiana and he's obsessed with snacks from the 90s. And they end up spending the day together and have a really great time together. Then Lizzie gets home and Joe is worried because her one and only daughter didn't come home the night before. So the whole family, so Lizzie, Joe, Sam, and Matt, they go on a hike as a cute little family. And when they get back to the house, there's a package. It's from Emmett, who is Lizzie's now ex. And he sent her a birthday cake because he never got to wish her a happy birthday. In episode 1, when her 30th birthday was ruined after she found out that he was cheating on her with her best friend. Some people in the comments were wondering who the best friend was. And it was not Miranda. It's Lizzie's best friend from her New York era. Her name is Bianca, and you would have met her in episode 1. So yeah, Lizzie didn't tell Emmett that she was going home to California. So she's a little confused as to how he knew to send the cake to the house. And Matt, who's super tech savvy, figures out that Emmett put a tracking app on her phone, and Lizzie's like, what? Like, that's not cool. He is a demon. And she doesn't know what to do with the cake, so she takes it over to Carson's apartment, and he's hanging out with his quirky neighbor. Her name is Suze. And the three of them end up talking and laughing and playing games and just having a really good time. And at the end of the night, Carson asks if Lizzie wants to move into the empty room in his apartment. And so the episode ends with her kind of like seriously considering not going back to New York so she can rebuild a life in California. Before I go into episode 4, I just want to mention the Disney Channel and Disney Plus executives saw scripts for episodes 1 through 3, but episodes 4 through 8, there were going to be 8 episodes, were at various stages in the writing process, and they had heard a pitch for what we were thinking would happen in episodes 4 through 8, but they never saw scripts for any of those later episodes. So I just feel like it's worth mentioning that for context, because everything that sort of comes after this, so episodes 4 through 8, likely would have changed a lot after going through the network notes process. So everything in these sort of later episodes was definitely still like fluid and up for discussion, and we hadn't quite landed on exactly what was going to happen, but I can just sort of share our thinking to give you a sense of where we were going. I know you said you would listen to 10 minutes, but I'm at like 7 minutes, and it's hard for me to talk for this long. So I will do more. There were a lot of questions about Gordo and Miranda, which I will talk about in the next video. And for our photo of the day, somebody asked what was this picture where Lizzie's holding a llama. So this was from episode 1. Lizzie had been working as an assistant to this successful interior designer named Damien. And in the pilot, New York Magazine is doing a photo shoot in his apartment. So Lizzie's gone out to find some last minute like touches for the apartment, including this fluffy, adorable alpaca that Damien thinks is a llama. And he has this line that's like, alpaca ya ASS, right out of here. And he insists that she get rid of it, but New York Magazine ends up putting it like front and center in the photo shoot. And it's a huge hit, and Lizzie asks to be credited in the magazine, but Damien says no, and Lizzie kind of finally realizes that she's never going to grow after working for this guy for 5 years, so she ends up quitting. And that is the alpaca backstory.